Good afternoon, all. Yet another car. How hectically busy are we? The BMW M235i xDrive. I should choose a flatter surface to walk around cars. Look at this. I suppose the biggest thing about this car is whether you like it or you don't like it. The front has changed and the rear's changed. Hello, Matt. How are you? So let's just take in this new design. Great to hear, Matt. I bet this is right up your alley. Yeah, okay. So it is biased towards front wheel drive as opposed to rear wheel drive, and it should have a 6-cylinder. But that's not to say the 4-cylinder's not good. This is where I say twin turbo and mean twin power. So yes, it is turbocharged, but it's twin scroll. Saying that, it does not hang around when it gets 0 to 60. It's around 5 seconds, and it'll go on to 155 limited. And this is Snapper Blue. I think there's another word in there. I love this line as well. But I like coupes. I mean, okay, yes, it's 4-door, so technically it's not a coupe, but it still has some beautiful lines. And it may be a 2 Series, but it's not that far off the size of a 3 Series when you start looking around it. And it is great fun. So this is the xDrive, meaning we've got all-wheel drive. And you can throw it around. It seems to have quite a bit of flex in it. It is, Ellis, it really is. Ah, someone's got a grinder out. Epic timing. Ah, M Sport calipers. Right, so it's not an M car. And Matt informs me, oops, it's classed as a lukewarm M car. But it can still motor. And that gearbox is staggering. I've just had a lot of fun around the back roads around here. Oh good, 99.9 mpg. That sounds about right. Just ignore the 17 to the right hand side. This has got the comfort pack as well, which means we've got things like keyless entry and I think it's electric seats and that kind of thing. I'll have to have a full look at the spec, but as you know, this is the first look, so don't be surprised if you get the odd thing wrong. But no, it is beautiful. It'd be interesting to see what it's like driving just the front wheel drive version, because obviously that does play away from BMW's main game. Sorry, Matt, can you repeat that? It's just disappeared off screen. Matt informs me this is on the UK L2 as well, which is the platform that they build the 1 Series and some Minis as well. It's amazing how a platform that has a Mini on it can have a car that's this long. Well, that's the thing about front wheel drives, isn't it, Ellis? I mean, as you know, I've loved front wheel drives for years. I've driven Mark II Golf GTI since the late 90s. So when I get in a front wheel drive car, I have a lot of fun. But because this is xDrive, you can kind of tell weirdly that it has been set up primarily as a front wheel drive car. I don't quite know how you explain it. It's a strange one. But it is a fantastic vehicle. And the gearbox learns as well. You've got lots of driving modes. And when I was in sport and then knocked it left to sport in the shifter as well, it was holding gears for forever. The only thing with, if you're going to drive that brutally with it, it may be, it's not jerky as such, but it's raring to go permanently. So it's already there on the boil to just literally pin you, which is what I want. But if you go into Eco Pro, it's strange. It's completely transformed. I will use the Jekyll and Hyde explanation that I usually say. You've got all that raw power under the bonnet, which is surprisingly a 2-litre 4-cylinder as opposed to a 6-cylinder, but that makes sense with all the emissions and tax. Sorry, Alice, could you repeat that? I just missed it. So here's our first look at the car. We'll be doing a full review. Decent sized boot. It's fine. I was having, right, okay. I won't repeat that word, but thank you. So we've got this for another 6 days. Ironically, this is the kind of car that we would have had to go down to Goodwood, but as we all know, Goodwood's been moved to next year, which I'm really gutted about. You look at the interior here, got the navigation behind, and you've got heads-up display and the big screen. This reminds me of the i8 inside as well. You could. Perfect golfer's car. You can get to the golf course in quick time as well. I was a bit wary of bringing it down the shore, but it's high enough that it can get down that path. Yeah, I can imagine, Matt. That's it. A lot of people are like, oh my God, look at the back of the BM. They've changed it. But in person, I think it's got great flowing lines. I mean, yes, okay. Are they actual exhausts or are they? I think they might be actual exhausts. I can't actually see. I'll have a proper look. Yeah, well, that was one of the biggest arguments, wasn't it? That, oh dear, if they keep growing the grille, the car's going to look well out of proportion. And I don't think this does. And it also suits the bronze around it as well. So there you go. The first look. Thanks, Matt, for all the advice and help that you've given me on the history of the BMW. And if you like BMWs, or Matt's for that matter, go and check out Matt's Beamer. If you've got any questions about the car, you'd like to know anything else, please leave it in the comments and I'll answer them in the review. Thanks for joining me. And you wouldn't think this was July, would you? I mean, okay, it's not raining, but let's face it, it looks like it might. You're welcome, Matt. Thanks for your advice. So I'll do a nice cinematic back off and thanks very much for joining me. Goodbye.